Welcome back, boys. Today we have a Surron E-Moto brake kit, which means we have a dual caliper bracket, we have a 240mm rotor, and we have an Ultra B OEM rear brake assembly. And a rear brake assembly is a master cylinder, a brake line, and a rear caliper, pre-bled, ready to rip. And of course, we have my 2025 pink Surron Light-B. Y'all already know that we can't not put moto brakes on a super sexy special edition bike like this. In today's video, we're gonna throw on the handbrake kit. In the next video, I'll show you boys how to install the foot brake kit. So without further ado, let's take this kit and this bike and put them together. First things first, boys, let's get this battery removed from the bike. There we go. Whoop. So it's not very easy to see, but there's a bolt right here and a bolt right there, and we need to remove this plastic piece. So we're gonna take those two out. They're Phillips head. Then we're gonna come to the inside of the frame here, take this bolt and that bolt. Those are both M5s. Let's remove those quick. Boom, got that plastic bit out. Now on both sides, we're gonna remove this bolt and that bolt. Same thing, remove this one and that one. Same thing with these top two controller bolts. On the bottom of the controller, two more Phillips head. Remove these as well. Now we got to remove the battery tray. So now that the front of the bike is all done up, it's time to remove the rear wheel. 5mm Allen key. Gonna remove these stock bolts and take off the stock caliper bracket. Now we can start to feed our stock caliper back through our frame to get it off without cutting the line. Now you guys will see why we remove the bolts for the battery tray. We can slide our caliper out right there. Alrighty, we almost have the stock brakes off now. Gotta loosen up our triple clamp bolts, top and bottom, so we can slide this stanchion down a little bit. So now what we're gonna do is basically slide the stanchion down just enough that you can get the brake line for the stock brake out. There we go, sweet. And then you can kind of just leave it loose for now, and then we'll slide the Ultra B one in just a second. Last thing here, and then we got the stock brake off, just taking the master cylinder off the handlebars. Boom. Last little thing to get that brake off, you gotta take these two bolts, remove your ignition cover, and then make sure that you unplug your brake sensor. Boom, just like that. So in order to keep this brake assembly pre-bled, we're gonna remove the lever here. So 10mm wrench on the nut on the bottom, 5mm Allen key up top. Take the nut and the washer off, slide that bolt out of there, then your lever will slide off. Plastic piece slides off, this little guy slides off. Back to the bike. So back over here at the bike, we're gonna do kind of a similar thing to what we did just a minute ago, removing that stock brake. It's not the easiest thing to do, of course, but you kind of just gotta finagle your master cylinder past the battery plate. There we go. And then feed that baby, there we go, right up through to the handlebar. Of course, we got to get our line on the other side of that stanchion, so gotta pull that stanchion down a little more. There we go. Slide the brake line through. Come on, come on, boom. Now to make installing that lever much easier, I will put the master cylinder onto the handlebar first. Now to reinstall our lever, I am not a fan personally of the plastic piece, so I am not gonna put that back on mine. You don't have to keep it off, you absolutely can put it back on yours. This is so much easier than taking the brake line off and having to re-bleed. I mean, it's a lot more disassembly, but it's totally worth it if you don't want to have to bleed your brakes right away. Now the plastic piece is missing, so it's not going to tighten down all the way here. Just get it until it's snug and tight like that. Now we've got our stock Ultra B rear caliper bracket on here. I took the caliper off it. If you're having a problem getting that little black spacer out so you can remove the bracket, crack your bleeder valve, little black spacer piece pops right out. You can slide this bracket right off the caliper. Now I'm gonna take a 12mm socket, put it over this post, take that baby off, take this little rubber piece off, and then that little metal piece as well. Now I've got my dual caliper bracket over here. I'm gonna take that pole we just took off, put a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads, and thread it into this hole right here. I'd recommend you guys do that with a wrench. I'm just being lazy. Take the little rubber piece, slide it in right there. Take the metal pad spacer. Boom. Over here on our wheel, I have an upgraded 220 rotor. About to take that baby off. Old rotor off, new rotor on. If you're gonna bust the torque wrench out for anything in this install video, do it on your rotor. 8 Newton meters. I don't know if it really matters to do it in a star pattern or not when you got a rotor that's this thick. So I just kind of be like, doing it like this. Now back at the bike, you're gonna wanna take your new Moto brake caliper, slide that baby onto the dual caliper bracket like so. So I'm actually gonna take the dual caliper bracket with the caliper mounted on it, slide it over my rotor on my wheel, right? And then slide the wheel and the caliper bracket onto the swing arm. You'll notice on the right side, if the camera can tell, I still have my chain up over the swing arm, so I don't have to pop my master link, put my chain back on, and then boom. So we're gonna slide our axle on through. Over on this side, we will take our chain, put it over the top, spin it back on. Moto brakes are all installed in the back, all installed and ran through the frame up front. Now I just gotta do everything I did at the beginning in reverse order to get my bike put back together. Before you guys click off this video, let's chat really quick about bedding in your brakes. This is the most crucial part about putting moto brakes onto a bike. So when you have a brand new rotor, brand new pads, you really need to be careful the first like 1 to 2 hours at minimum of riding, right? And what that means is a proper bedding in procedure. And that is going 10 miles an hour and then stopping, but not a full stop. If you make a full stop where your wheel locks up, then your pads and your rotor, they're obviously warm, right? They kind of like, think of it as like gluing together, and then a little bit of that glue residue is stuck there even when you start moving again. So 10 miles an hour, slow down to about 3 miles an hour. Just don't lock up your back brake, right? Ride around for 30 seconds, let them cool, make sure they're not hot, do it again. Do this 10, 15 times. It's very boring, right? But it's extremely important if you want your brakes to ride and feel the best that they can. After you do 10 miles an hour, up to 20. Do it again at 30, do it again at 40. And the point of doing this is to get that bed in correctly and slowly bringing the heat up, slowly letting the pads, find where they're gonna ride on your rotor. If you don't do this, you're gonna get smooth spots, they're gonna squeal, you're gonna have brake fade. It just causes a lot of issues. So take the time, spend that first hour or two riding slowly, carefully, letting it cool off between brakes, between braking, I mean. Most of all, make sure you're not getting them too hot right away, as that's what's gonna cause all the issues. Appreciate you boys watching the video today. Go get your moto brakes, shop FactoryZ.co. Don't forget to use code Zilly, get yourself a little bit of a discount. And I'll see you boys in the next one when we install the Moto foot brake kit. Peace.